So, this was embarrassing. High Guardian Spice is a series made by Crunchyroll that is set to come out in 2019, and already, a lot of people don't like it. Countless tweets and countless videos are saying the same thing. The marketing for this show was absolutely abysmal. While I do agree with this statement, I think that there's a little more as to why this trailer was awful. I've only watched 2 videos about this subject as I don't want other people's opinions to affect mine too drastically, so if I repeat anything a bigger YouTuber has already said, just know it's just coincidence. Alright, let's get started.
This show has a lot of heart that I don't think would have come through from any other studio.
One of the things that really attracted me to the position was the opportunity to do traditional hand-drawn 2D animation. Not only do I get to go back to the art form that I truly love, but I also get to create a studio from scratch.
You do realize that about 75% of modern cartoons a lot of people love are 2D animated, right? Already you made a mistake in giving off the message that 2D animation is not exactly a popular art form nowadays. You guys didn't say that exactly, but from the tone of this video, you might as well have said it.
High Guardian Spice is about 4 girls who live in a magical city and are going to school to become guardians.
Okay, not a bad concept. A little cliche, but I'm sure it could work. If you could just elaborate on that, I think we could get somewhere.
It's funny, and it's warm, and it's adventurous, and they're letting us make it a little bit weird, so that's very exciting.
Right. Okay, that was possibly the worst way to describe your show. Using words like funny, warm, and adventurous are words that could be used to describe any action show on the planet. That stuff doesn't make your show special in any way. And I'm sorry for pointing out the elephant in the room, but weird? That word is like the status quo for most modern cartoons and anime alike. Hell, your show would be more original if it wasn't weird.
There's an authenticity to it and a sincerity that's just heartwarming.
Could you please elaborate? What makes this show so heartwarming?
It's a very modern reflection of the world.
Okay, sorry for wanting to know more about your show and having some kind of interest.
Our characters are really diverse, our cast is really diverse, and that's one of the things that excited me the most about it.
Ah yes, the part of the trailer that made everyone hate it. Our cast is very diverse. Who cares? Why on God's green earth would someone watch a show for the sole reason that the cast contains a character from a certain race? How petty does someone have to be to get upset that there isn't more of said race represented in media? If your characters are good and likable, then the race of them will not matter in the grand scheme of things. You want a good example? Look no further than the best cartoon ever made, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm pretty sure the fact that the characters were not white was the last thing any sane person on Earth gave an ounce of a shit about. Just take a fucking look at how they advertised the show.
There comes a time in every journey when you realize there's no turning back. 12-year-old Aang, the last airbender, must journey to the North Pole, battle the fire armies, and unite the 4 nations. His mission? To save the world.
That's why I'm so excited!
Join Aang, Sokka, Katara, and of course Momo on their epic quest.
It's the Avatar's job to protect nature, but I don't know how to do my job. That's why we're going to the North Pole, to find you a teacher.
Not a single mention of diversity. Anywhere. Why? Because the people who made Avatar cared more about making complex characters, tackling mature themes, and telling a very memorable story. The race of the characters was just to give the show more authenticity, not because the creators forced them to be that way. I'm really sorry for going on a massive tangent there, but it just really annoys me that some people are more focused on what a character looks like, what their sexuality is, or how many disabilities they have, rather than the character itself.
The fact that Crunchyroll Originals is doing this as a 2D animated series, it's giving us an opportunity to do things artistically that a lot of other shows and other studios really have forgotten how to do.
DuckTales, Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, Wander Over Yonder, Samurai Jack, Adventure Time, Tangled, Kim Possible, Phineas and Ferb, the entirety of fucking anime! All are 2D animated hand-drawn shows that many people love and contain some of the most gorgeous animation the industry has ever put out. This guy probably just looked at all the 3D animated films Disney and Pixar are making and thought that because of those movies, 2D animation is a dying art form. But in reality, 2D animation I think is at its fucking peak when it comes to artistic styles and great storytelling.
The fact that Crunchyroll Originals is doing this as a 2D animated series, it's giving us an opportunity to do things artistically that a lot of other shows and other studios really have forgotten how to do.
Shut the fuck up.
We are 50% female in all the creative roles, and our writer's room is 100% female.
Again, who gives a shit? If this is all you have to advertise your show, either A, your show is not ready and you just want to let everyone know about it and have nothing to show for it, or B, you want to get extra points because your writing staff is all female. I don't fucking care if the show was made entirely by men or by women. Care enough to respond? Oh, be quiet! If the show is good, it's good, and if it's bad, it's bad. Gender does not determine how good the art will be. It's the time, the passion, and determination that makes art timeless. The quicker you guys can get that through your heads, the quicker we will be to continually make timeless cartoons that anyone can love.
I don't think anyone has seen stories quite like the ones that we're going to tell.
Just letting you know, Sesame Street talked about autism and Author talked about some people with Asperger's syndrome. Good fucking luck being original in this day and age. Okay, so, yeah, the trailer for this show is absolute dog shit, and it was a golden example on how not to advertise a new series. But the reason I made this video was to say this. When the show eventually comes out, give it a chance. Trailers have always had a reputation of misleading audiences into watching films or shows that defy their original expectations. What might be seen as a show being made solely to spread a political agenda could end up being a show that's actually really good. From the little stuff that I saw from the trailer, the art style looks pretty nice and the colors are very pleasing to look at, clearly showing that the studio is putting a lot of effort into this product. I find it important that someone looks at the art form and not hate it because the creator of the art is a person you don't like. I find the Harry Potter books to be some of my favorite stories of all time, yet I think J.K. Rowling is completely delusional on what the term fascist means. I see Pixar movies as being films that formed my childhood, yet John Lasseter has done some horrible things. And that's how I'm going to treat High Guardian Spice. One of the staff has turned out to be a man-hater, but I'm not going to let that affect my views for when the show comes out. If the show turns out to be as political as the trailer, then by all means, hate it all you want. Political messages should never get in the way of a story. But until the show comes out, maybe try to look for some positives about the show rather than just blindly hating it. Who knows? Maybe you might find something you didn't see at first. My name is Manga Artist, and I'm looking forward to High Guardian Spice.